Like most of other knowledge areas, project cost management also has few things in common, like planning, estimating, budgeting, and controlling. So these four processes are there in project cost management. Estimate, determine the budget, and control the costs. We would be seeing reserves here as well, contingency reserves and management reserves in terms of cost, monetary costs. The primary purpose of cost management is to come up with a cost management plan. Project cost management. So it has planning and monitoring and control group only in project cost management. Plan cost, estimate cost, determine the budget and control the costs so that there are no unnecessary expenses or shortfalls. Some of the inputs are plan, charter, EEF, OPA. It has few analytical techniques which we'll be seeing in detail, like payback period, ROI, IRR, discounted cash flow, and net present value, which some of the things which we saw yesterday. In a cost management plan, the unit of measurement could be in terms of hours also, but indirectly it will be related to the monetary costs. Usually billing happens in man hours, so sometimes the unit of measurement is in hours also, staff hours or head count and hours. But ultimately it leads to an expense in terms of monetary expense. All this estimation has to be within the set scope of precision and accuracy. There are two terms which we are going to see: precision and accuracy. It's again something as validation and verification. Precision is the accuracy with which something is done, and accuracy is the overall deviation from a baseline. Precision and accuracy. Cost estimation. Analogous estimating. Analogous is something done in the past in similar way, could be used in present also. Parametric, bottom up, 3-point, and different softwares. In procurement management, we will see in detail what different vendor bid analysis tools and techniques are. Outputs of cost estimation process are cost estimates, basis of estimates, and project document updates. When we say project document updates, it does not mean that all the project documents are going to get updated. So some of the input might not go to the project charter. In fact, project charter is a project document which is updated least. Types of cost: variable, fixed, direct, indirect. Budget determination, same as schedule. Coming up with a schedule plan, we saw that we analyzed management reserve and cost reserves. We would be analyzing, we'll do reserve analysis here as well. The process of aggregating the estimated costs of individual activities or work packages to establish an authorized cost baseline. It is used to determine the cost baseline against which project performance can be monitored and controlled. We'll see terms like ROM, rough order of magnitude, precision, accuracy. There are two kind of estimates: definite estimates and indefinite estimates. Contingency reserves and management reserves. Contingency reserve is included in the baseline, while management reserve is not, although it is a part of overall cost budget for the project. This is very important to remember. In a project, we could plan for known risks like an employee falling sick or going on a leave. but a project manager probably could not plan for something like an earthquake. So in that case, for unknown reserves, for unknown risks, management reserve is used. I can give you a very practical example of ICICI Bank shifting its IT database center from Mumbai to Hyderabad when there was flooding and raining few years back in Mumbai. So the data center used to be in Mumbai, but over the years it has seen a lot of rain and flooding issues. So that's why ICICI Bank shifted its data operation center in Hyderabad. Cost control, controlling the cost of the project. Some of the inputs are OPAs, work performance data, and project funding. It is used to monitor the status of the project so that when there is an updation, the project costs and the changes can be baselined. It gives the project manager an idea like what is the variance from the baseline so that he can try to compensate these costs in some other phases of the project. EVM, earned value management, we are going to see that in detail. Variance analysis, forecasting. If you notice, change request is an output here. So as soon as we see change request, we should remember that the project manager will be performing integrated change control in scope management. EVM, earned value of a project could be in terms of time or money. So any index or any information that a particular model or a tool gives about a project in terms of money or time could be used to determine the earned value of a project. There are few terms like AC, EV, PV. PV is planned value, EV is earned value, AC is actual cost. There were few terms which were used earlier like BCWP, but which are no longer there in PMB. Okay, so there is no need to worry or remember those terms. BCWS, ACWP, actual cost of work performed. ACWP, budgeted cost of work scheduled. BCWS, all those terms are now like not relevant anymore. I can give you an example in terms of, suppose we have a task which starts on day 1 and the project manager has estimated that it is going to take 10 hours, and at the end of 10 hours it is supposed to take $100 of money. So $100 of money is the BAC for this task or for this activity, which is BAC is budget at completion. So there is a task which starts on day 1. So you can probably take a note of this, draw a line, and on either ends, on one end we have the start day first, and on the other end we have the 10th day, and on the same side we have BAC is equal to 100. So the project manager thinks that the activity which started on the first day would get completed by the end of working hours of 10th day and would take $100. In this, suppose 50% of the work has been completed. Suppose 50% of the work has been completed. It means 5 days. 5 days of work has gone. 50% is 5 days. So 5 days of work is gone. So here PV, or what was PV? Planned value. So planned value of the work completed so far is equal to planned percentage complete into BAC multiplied by BAC. PV is equal to planned percent complete into BAC. How much work we have completed? 50%, right? 5th day, 50% work is done. So PV is equal to planned percent complete into BAC, and BAC we saw budgeted cost of work, which was $100. So 50% into 100. So that is PV is 50. But say the actual percentage complete is only 30%, although 50% of the time has been taken, but the actual amount of work that has been completed is only 30%. So the earned value is actual percentage complete into BAC. Actually only 30%, although 5 days are over, 50% of time is over. Actual work, actual task, actual effort that has been spent is only 30%. Say, this is an example, let's say that is 30%. So EV is equal to actual percentage complete into BAC. So 30% into 100, which is 30. Say $30. So now we have PV. We were given total time. We were given BAC. We found out EV and PV.